This is the last of my cauliflower harvest. I've got 3 heads here of cauliflower. This one is white because I folded the leaves on top and tied them up. These ones, they grow differently. Looks like each floret is covered by its own green leaves around it. For instance, you see, like this one. The florets are growing individually on these two. I've had a couple of others that were like this, and I also had some that were solid heads like this. So I will just separate the florets and then wash them individually, and then just put it in the freezer, some in the freezer, and I will use some of it fresh. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I have just harvested the last 2 cauliflowers that were here, and this is what I do on this bed. This is what I've been doing for the longest time. When harvesting from this bed, I would just harvest, cut, and dump back to it, like the old ones here, because I wasn't planting anything at that moment. Even now I'm not planting anything, so I just dump the leaves on the bed to mulch the bed, and to also, like, feed the soil so that the soil will be rich. So by the time I plant something here, the leaves would have already dried, rotted, and yeah, they'll just blend into the soil. And I've also harvested, there were 2 left here as well, and I also harvested 1, and 1 more is left. The one that is left is still small, still very small. There it is, still very small, and it's the last cauliflower that I will be harvesting for this season. Yeah, we thank God for an abundance of cauliflower. We had 3, we had 3 plants of cauliflower, and here, if I'm not mistaken, I had about 12 plants of cauliflower that survived the cutworm, and I was able to harvest. So yeah, it has indeed been a lot, and we are grateful and thankful to God for everything. What I'm currently doing now is mulching these beds with the grass that was cut from the yard. This side, there's nothing planted. I had the sunflowers growing here, and I cut them down because I've already taken the heads to collect the seeds. So I just put a thick layer of mulch here. The grass, it will obviously sink down, and yeah, it will just protect the soil because I'm not planting anything at the moment. And I'm just gonna put a thin layer of mulch around the bed as well. Here I had deal, the final bit of deal, and I just cut it down and dropped it back to the bed, so it will act as fertilizer. Yeah, it's acting as mulch as well to the bed. And this here, I also put a thin layer of grass. I'm just gonna do it for all these beds here, for all these beds that are here, because here it's already done. It was already done by the machine when they were cutting the grass. So it's thin layer of grass. So that's what I'm going to do for all these beds here, for all these beds here. This is how the beds look now. I have put mulch on all the beds. I have tried not for the grass to touch the plants. I just put it right around, but left a little space from the plants because I also want the plants to breathe. And I did the same thing on all these beds. I did the same thing on all these beds. So when I'm going to transplant, when I'm transplanting, I'll just open like this and then just transplant whatever it is that I'm going to be transplanting. So all the beds are mulched now. All the beds are mulched. I'm done. All the beds are mulched. Beautiful. So these are the blocks that I'm going to put around these beds. Have them there. So I just have to put them around these beds, and then once I am done, I will just have to like add some soil and then transplant seedlings on the beds. These are volunteer Chinese cabbage. I had Chinese cabbage planted in this area, and when it dried, the seeds must have also fell to this pot, and these ones just came out voluntarily. So I'm just going to transplant them to the other bed, because on this one I need to work and put the blocks around the border, so it's exactly at the border of the bed, and I have to remove it. And this one, because I think my son stepped on it, that's why it's like this, because it's right at the border, just next to the blocks. So I have to find them a new home now where they will be safe. This is their new home right here on this bed that has lettuce, eggplant, and it also had some cauliflower. So I have transplanted them next to that one, because the ones that I put here died. So I just decided to transplant these to fill up that space. I also have this spring onion here, and that one is starting to bolt now. So it's next to the border. I want to remove it, but I'm hesitant. Because it's growing really well in this space. Maybe I'll find a way to like work around it here on the side here and just remove this grass. I think the block will fit just close enough to the spring onion, because I don't want to remove it. It's too big now to start growing in another bed. It might just die, but if I leave it here, then it will grow healthily like it's already growing. Such a very healthy plant. I just need to come and pick up, because the wind is bending these and they are breaking. So I just need to come pick it all up. It's very healthy, very, very healthy. Here I'm just marking where I'm just creating a straight line for me to remove the grass and then put the blocks in a straight line. This is basically what I'll be doing right around the border of the beds, creating sort of like a shallow ditch where I will place the block like in here, like so. The blocks will just go like this in the borders, and the rest of the soil I'll just put back in the bed. Then I'm gonna come and remove the grasses that I removed here from the border. Just want to create a clean straight line for the block where I will align all the blocks throughout the entire bed. It's still very early in the morning. It's just a few minutes past 6, and the sun is coming out now. And this is what we are doing here. This is what we are doing. bed looks now. I'm done on the borders. I just need to like level with a shovel, just make a level space on the borders and try to straighten where it's not straight, so that I will start putting in the bricks, the blocks on the side. This is how I'm going to be putting the blocks. And then once I've removed the weeds, I'm just gonna push the soil back to the space here. And I'm planning to put soil also in these spaces so that I can plant something as well. Maybe herbs or something that grows in a shallow space like this. So the rest of the bed will be like this. I'm just leveling all around now, and then I'll just add all the blocks all around the bed, and then I'll show you once it's finished. This is the bed, guys. This is the bed. It's not 100% straight, but it's straight enough. You can see there. I'll just adjust it as I move on and add the soil. Here, it's a bit straight. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm just looking for for order, you know, for this bed to be in a good shape. I'm not looking for perfect straight lines. So now what's left for me to do is remove the weeds and then level the soil in the bed. Here I had to put this because the space, I could not fill the space with the bricks, with the blocks. To hold a straight line, I had to shift this block backward to the back, and then I had this space left. This is the finished product. This is how the bed looks. Only thing that's left now is to put in plants.